Aaron, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. We're on the road to 10K followers. Let's go. Anyway, chat, I need your help. You guys are more valuable than I am. Your brains, your collective brains are more helpful than mine. It was wait, oh my god. Yeah. This is the Paul Weiss. This is talking about the Paul Weiss executive order. Keep looking. So far, no one has been able to convict him and sentence him, but the TDS is... Well, no one can convict him and sentence him because he can't get investigated because his attorney general is a sycophant. That's what he does. He installs people into positions where they won't do anything to stop him so that he can do whatever he wants. Right? That's what Trump derangement syndrome is. It's when you're too stupid to see what's really happening. He installs Pam Bondi as AG. So did Biden. I don't know if you noticed, but Hunter Biden was convicted while Obama was in office, you dumb fuck. His son got convicted while he was in office. He didn't stop that investigation. He let it keep going, and he let the conviction happen. He might have pardoned him later, which is his right to do. But he let the conviction go down. You think Trump would ever let his attorney general investigate him and convict him of a crime? No fucking universe. No universe. Shit, he fired the last one that tried. Alright, Skaden. Skaden. Where is the executive order on Skaden? ABC didn't, or CBS didn't link to it. Must have been a real crime. What crime? Like extortion? Let's see, extortion definition. Let's see, what's the definition of extortion? Where's the Merriam-Webster? Let's see. The act or practice of extorting, especially money or other property, especially the offense committed by an official engaging in such practice. Ooh. Why is this like... This is like a tautological definition. The definition it gives for extortion is someone that engages in extortion. There we go. The practice of obtaining something, especially money, through force or threats. Well, that's interesting, because it seems like Trump threatened this law firm. And then they offered him free legal services to stop threatening them, and then he stopped threatening them. That sounds like it completely fits this definition. That's so weird. I don't know if you know, but this is a crime. I feel like the people that like randomly pop into TikTok, like some of you guys are useful and smart. I get a lot of Trumples in TikTok Live, and y'all are fucking dumb as shit. Okay. I don't understand why this EO is not on the website, or on the White House website anymore. I guess we'll just read the article about it and see what they have to say. All right, let's just read the article. Let's read the article. Like J6. I don't know what you're talking about. Moses, thank you for the follow also. Sorry, I didn't see it when it happened, but I see it now. Ustad16, thank you for the follow on Kick. Much appreciated. All right, we got to read this article now. President Trump announced Friday that the law firms Skadden, Arps, Slate, Meager, and Flom agreed to provide more than $100 million in pro bono work for initiatives backed by his administration. The agreement makes Skadden Arps the second major firm to reach a deal with Mr. Trump, amid a recent blitz of executive orders targeting law firms that have employed his purported political opponents. The orders issued by the president have focused on firms Perkins Coie, Jenner and Block, and Wilmer Cutler. Okay, so he didn't EO this firm. Gotcha. Hale and Dorr, known as Wilmer Hale. All three of those firms have filed federal lawsuits challenging the executive orders as a violation of the First Amendment. A federal judge in Washington blocked parts of Mr. Trump's executive order against Perkins Coie earlier this month. And on Friday, two separate judges issued temporary restraining orders halting the president's actions against Jenner and Block and Wilmer Hale. While Mr. Trump earlier in the month issued an order going after a fourth firm, Paul Weiss, it was rescinded after the international firm agreed to provide $40 million in free legal services to support causes backed by the administration. The president said in a statement posted to Truth Social that in addition to providing $100 million in pro bono work, the firm will not engage in illegal DEI discrimination and preferences and work with an outside counsel to advise it on employment practices. So did Skadden not get EO'd? They came to him and offered anyway, originally? Wait. Skadden approached the administration and declared the firm's strong commitment to ending the weaponization of the justice system and the legal profession. Jeremy London, the firm's executive partner, sent a statement distributed by Mr. Trump that is pleased to have achieved a successful agreement with President Trump and his administration. We engaged proactively with the president and his team in working together. Okay, so they went to him before they got targeted. Among a number of actions by Mr. Trump since he returned to the White House, revoke the security clearance. The former. Okay, so I don't know if we could use. So we'll have to skip Skaden because they went to him first. Like you can posit something like this as evidence. Hey, it's good to see a person who's interested in politics. Thanks, Ustad. Appreciate it. Thank you for the follow. If MAGA truly cared about women, then they would watch The Handmaid's Tale. This is gonna sound a little weird, but Kate, thank you for the follow on TikTok. I haven't seen. I'm not gonna comment. I haven't seen it. Sorry. So sorry. So sorry. Okay, we're not. I think. Fuck. How do we want to structure this? Somebody give me an idea. I'm from Turkey, by the way. Ooh, Turkey. Well, welcome to an American stream from Turkey. All right. How do we want to structure the first argument? So the way this video is gonna be structured is like it's gonna be it's every video like claim, evidence, and then effect, right? Claim, Trump's extorting law firms, right? Evidence, we'll get into that, and then the effect, we'll get into that. The effect is gonna be nothing. The effect to him is gonna be nothing because he has Pam Bondi as Attorney General and she won't prosecute him for anything he does. So the effect is gonna be no effect. But most important part is gathering evidence. I mean, first piece of evidence is just the fucking definition of extortion. I mean, like, you can't claim that somebody has committed a crime unless you know the elements of the crime. Ooh, I wonder, should we pull the extortion federal statute? Let's just look at the actual federal statute. The Hobbs Act. Extortion is a federal crime in the United States. The Hobbs Act is a federal statute relating to extortion. It prohibits extortion or robbery by a public official. Perfect, okay. Gang. Yeah, we're just gonna cite to the actual code. 18 USC Chapter 41, Part 1, Extortion and Threats. Threats against president and successors to the presidency. Extortion by officers or employee of the United States. It's probably gonna be that one. We'll check blackmail. I wonder what the legal definition of blackmail is. We'll see. Extortion by officers or employees of the United States. Well, Jesus, it's gonna be a long 4 years. No, definitely not. Everything that Trump does, as crazy as it is and horrible as it all is, it's good content. Trump is the ultimate content factory, even though he's a horrible human being. Okay, let's see. Whoever, being an officer or employee of the United States or any department or agency thereof, or representing himself to be or assuming to act as such, under color or pretense of office or employment, commits to attempt an act of extortion, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 3 years or both. But if the amount so extorted or demanded not exceed $1,000, he shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 1 year or both. Okay, here's the actual statute. And then, I wonder if the actual code has... I wonder if the code has like a definition written into it, baked into it. Whoever, under threat of informing or as a consideration for not informing against any violation of any law in the United States, demands or receives any money or other valuable thing shall be fined. It's definitely not a blackmail because he did it all publicly. What are you yapping at, boy? We're researching. I don't know if you know how to read, but we're reading. That might be hard for you, but it's fine. Are you talking about Biden? No. Reading is boring. I know, reading is really fucking boring to Trumples. I don't know if it's just because you don't know how to do it, or what. I don't really think the orange clown will make it to 2028. Do you mean, like, alive? Or do you mean, I don't know, what do you mean? Or just he definitely will not get impeached. That will not happen. Well, maybe, because he could hilariously get absolutely ran through in the midterms. That's always possible. If he keeps doing dog shit stuff, he might end up losing midterms by, like, a disgusting amount. This is a top tier hobby. Researching? Yeah, definitely. Researching and reading is a fucking top tier hobby. Unfortunately, Trumples don't know how to read, so they end up in this weird world. If you would say bad things about Trump, are you in trouble? Because I assume you're going through difficult times about freedom of speech. Currently freedom of speech for citizens is fine. If you're not a citizen, like if you're here on a green card or a visa and you shit talk Trump, you are you're in danger. I would say if you're not a citizen, if you are a green card holder or a visa holder, as hard as it may be, I would strongly recommend against talking shit about Trump, because there might be some blowback. You might get deported. That's fucked up. That's not how it should be, because green card holders and visa holders have First Amendment rights. So that's not how it should be, but that's kind of how it is. Sometimes you have to operate based on how things are, not how they should be. I don't think he'll live to 2028 with his health rapidly declining. Is his health rapidly declining? Is there evidence of that? He's definitely going slightly downhill mentally, but exactly, they don't know how to read. They want you to do things for them. Well, no, I don't even agree with that. They don't know how to read for themselves, but they don't want you to do it for them, because the problem is when you read, you see how things really are, and that's not how they want them to be. Right? Like when Doge says, like, we found $1 billion in fraud, and then you read their report, or you read like a GAO report about it, and it's actually like, oh, this was actually like $2,000 and it was congressionally allocated. So then Trumples get pissed. They don't. That's why, I mean, that's like why one of Trump's first actions in office was to be like, we're not doing fact checking anymore. Fact checkers are gone. It's like, yeah, of course you want fact checkers gone, motherfucker. It's easier to lie about shit when you just blatantly you don't want fact checkers when you're just blatantly lying about everything. Kind of like Democrats can't think for themselves. I don't know. I'm a Democrat and I'm currently thinking for myself right now. I don't know how you have the fucking ball sack to say something like that when you dick ride the orange man in the Oval Office so hard. The dude could say anything and you'd believe him. Tomorrow he could come out and say like, "Hey, look, there's so many illegal immigrants that are killing our citizens with guns, and they're getting the guns by buying them from shooting ranges. So we need to ban gun sales in the United States. We need to stop selling guns so the immigrants stop getting guns." And you'd be like, "Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we should ban guns." Fucking dumb. Ugh. All right, we have the blackmail statute, or the extortion statute. I want the Hobbs Act. I wonder if I could look up. Oh, this is the text of the act. The term the Hobbs Act does define the term commerce. I wonder if it defines extortion like extortion under color of law. Perfect. Acts by public officials under the color of law. Public official commits extortion under the color of law when he obtains a payment to which he is not entitled, knowing that it was made in exchange for official acts. Oh my god. Therefore, not only embraces the same conduct the federal bribery statute prohibits, it goes further in two ways. To federal public officials, the government needs only prove a public official agreed to take some official action in exchange for payment as opportunity arose to do so. To sustain a charge wherever under, the government must prove an excess quid pro quo or something approaching one. Yikes, okay. So that's going to be your extortion definition. Let's get the screenshot for this. Wait, what the fuck? Hold up. Here's our extortion definition we'll go with. The one directly out of the Hobbs Act. And then we'll use 18 USC for the charging. All right, and now the evidence, and we're good to go. I don't know. Trump has been walking with a limp for a while. His speech is getting really incoherent, and dude almost passed away opening a truck door while on campaign. Well, his speech has always been incoherent. I haven't noticed the limp thing, so I can't speak to that. And then the truck door thing, I think I saw the clip, but I don't remember it at all, so I can't speak to that either. Is it Trump's domestic policy or foreign policy that interests you? I mean, his foreign policy is pretty terrible, but I'm more of a domestic policy. Actually, I'm gonna take that back. I don't even really give a shit about his policies. I'm a law guy. I'm a nerd for the law. Ayo, Elaine, thank you for the what thing is that? That TikTok 6. Thank you for the 6 TikToks. Much appreciated. Sorry, what was I saying? Oh, I don't policy. Like I'm interested in the policy, right? But that's not my thing. That's not my ballpark. Policy analysis. You know. There's people that are way better at that than me. That if you care about that, you should watch them. Brian Tyler Cohen, David Pakman, watch them. If your policy analysis is your bread and butter, the legal side of things, the law, crimes, Constitution, that's my ballpark. That's my game. That's what I love. So I tend to dive into those things way more. He's 79. Is he really that old nowadays? Is he really that old? You haven't kicked me out yet? You must really be desperate for yours. No, I just don't ban. I don't ban people. I don't ban people. I think it's stupid to like ban people that disagree with you. I know that's a weird concept to you because if people disagree with you, you just want them to go away. But for me, if people disagree with me, I'm okay with it. You can stay and you can voice your disagreements. It's all good. The problem is like I know that none of you are ever gonna have a substantive disagreement where like you could say, hey, I disagree with you and this is why I disagree with you. That'll never happen because you guys aren't smart people. You can't explain why you disagree. You just name call and all that shit. Yeah, he's 79. Will complete his presidency. He's 83. Damn, he's older than I thought. If you would have asked me to guess his age, I wouldn't have said that high. Okay, let's continue. We need a lot more info. I'm gonna keep this article open. I'm gonna keep this one open. I just don't think we're gonna use Skaden as evidence of anything. Because the problem is they went to him first, right? If they go to him first, because it doesn't meet the elements of extortion, right? For extortion, there has to be some sort of threat. He has to say, hey, if you don't give me what I want, I'm going to do this to you. But with Skaden, when it comes to their firm, they went to him first and they said, hey, buddy, we'll give you this. Just leave us alone. So like it is like this is morally wrong for him to do, but legally it's fine, I think. Like theoretically, I don't think there's any legal issues here. So I'm not gonna throw something in the video just for like a dunk. You know, if it's not illegal, it's not illegal. You can do it. Do it. I don't care. Like I said, I'm way more interested in the legal side of things, and if it's not a crime, I'm not going to shit on you for it. I can have my opinions about the morality, but I'm not going to say nothing about the legality. There was also an ambulance at Mar-a-Lago they tried to cover up a few months ago. Oh, I didn't hear anything about that. Heard nothing about that. Okay, so we have all the EOs we need. Okay. All right, we got our EOs here. The ones that are going to be... The biggest one is going to be Perkins Coie. That's going to be our big, like, EO that we care about. And then now we just need the agreement. Oh, wait, actually, never mind. He's an idiot. He posted it on the White House website. So I actually don't need to... I don't need to go find articles about it. He posted it on the website. Like a dumb clown. All right. I think it was called... Actually, I'm not even going to guess. I don't want to try to guess it. I'll be wrong. We'll just find it. Right here. Addressing remedial actions by Paul Weiss. This was the update to the executive order. Okay. So here's how this went down. All right. If you guys don't know, we're going to do like a quick overview of how this went down, and then I'll make my argument, okay? So, on March 6th, Trump issued this executive order addressing risks from Perkins Coie LLP. Perkins Coie LLP is a law firm, and it is a law firm that has had history with Trump. One of their former partners left the firm. He quit the firm, and he went to work for the New York State Prosecutor's Office. Okay? When he was at the New York State Prosecutor's Office, he was one of the lawyers that prosecuted Trump on his 34 felony cases, or 34 felony charges, relating to the whole Stormy Daniels thing, right? So just recap. Perkins Coie, law firm, one of their lawyers quit and went to New York and prosecuted Trump. Okay, that's how it went down timeline-wise. Then when he got elected, he issued this executive order addressing risks from Perkins Coie LLP. Let's read it. Let's read it. Post spreading misinformation. How am I spreading misinformation? I'm just reading what Trump said. If I'm spreading misinformation, that means Trump's lying, because I'm just reading his executive order. All right, well, I don't ban people for disagreeing, but if you're just gonna spam the chat, you do gotta go. Can't have the chat just getting fucking spammed. Orange Man Bad works so well. Keep up the good work. On midterms are on the way. You guys are definitely gonna get fucking ran through in midterms. I promise you that. All right, here we go. Let's read it. By the authority vested in me as president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, it is hereby ordered. Section 1, purpose. The dishonest and dangerous activity of the law firm Perkins Coie LLP has affected this country for decades, notably in 2016 while representing failed presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. Perkins Coie hired Fusion GPS, which then manufactured a false dossier designated to steal an election. The egregious activity is part of a pattern. Perkins Coie has worked with activist donors, including George Soros, to judicially overturn popular, necessary, and democratically enacted election laws, including those requiring voter identification. In one such case, the court was forced to sanction Perkins Coie attorney for an unethical lack of candor before the court. I didn't know Perkins Coie was the firm that hired that hired Fusion GPS. That's interesting. You should read Christopher Steele's book if you haven't. It's a really good book. It gets into like the kind of timeline of how all of that happens. All the Trump-Russia connection investigation. It's a good book. He gets into like timeline and like what went down on his end, and then how Trump acted towards him after it came out. What are you doing right now? We're reading one of Trump's older executive orders that he's rescinded. Just trying to get some general information for now on what this executive order was meant to do, and then we'll get into some more stuff later. Bridget, thank you for the follow. Ronald, thank you for liking the live. All the follows and likes, I really appreciate, guys. Thank you guys so much. You're all awesome. You're all awesome people. By the way, if you're in chat and you are a Trump supporter and you like Trump, that's fine. That's cool. I don't care if you like him. You can like him. It's all good. I'm not saying you have to hate the dude. We're just going over factual information. That's all we're doing. We're reading his order, and that is it. If you like the guy, you can like him. That's fine. It's okay. You can like him. Good. Corrupt Teddy, thank you for the follow. All this for 300 a week. All what? I don't understand the 300 a week comment. Sorry if I'm missing something. Bridget, thank you for the heart me. Thank you so much. Has Soros even done anything at all? I mean, he's donated to Democrat campaigns. Other than that, there's no proof of anything. But he donates to campaigns sometimes. Yo, oh my God, so many. Yo, Bridget, thank you for the popular vote, and Ella, thank you for the heart me. Much appreciated, guys. Thank you so much. All right. Sorry, we're gonna go back to chat. Or sorry, we're gonna go back to reading. I apologize. I'll look at chat in a second. We gotta get through this. This is important to read. We gotta know it. We gotta learn it. We gotta read it. But I appreciate all the love. You guys are awesome. Learning is always good. I so much agree. I couldn't agree with you more, Veronica. I agree with you so hard. All right, continuing. Let's read. My administration is committed to ending discrimination under diversity, equity, inclusion policies and ensuring that federal benefits support the laws and policies of the United States, including those laws and policies promoting our national security and respecting the democratic process. Those who engage in blatant race-based and sex-based discrimination, including quotas, but purposefully hide the nature of such discrimination through deceiving language, have engaged in a serious violation of the public trust. Their disrespect for the bedrock principle of equality represents good cause to conclude that they neither have access to our nation's secrets nor be deemed responsible stewards of any federal funds. Section 2, Security Clearance Review. The Attorney General, the Director of National Intelligence, and all other relevant heads of executive departments and agencies shall immediately take steps consistent with applicable law to suspend any active security clearances held by individuals at Perkins Coie, pending a review of whether such clearances are consistent with the national interest. The Office of Management and Budget shall identify all government goods, property, materials, and services, including sensitive compartmented information facilities, provided for the benefit of Perkins Coie. The heads of all agencies providing such materials or services shall, to the extent permitted by law, expeditiously cease such provisions. Real shame about Act Blue. Something happened with Act Blue that I don't know about. Post it in chat if something happened you want me to look at. Oh, Section 3, Contracting. To prevent the transfer of taxpayer dollars to federal contractors whose earnings subsidize, among other things, racial discrimination, falsified documents designed to weaponize the government against candidates for office, and anti-democratic election changes that invite fraud and distrust, government contracting agencies shall, to the extent permissible by law, require government contractors to disclose any business they do with Perkins Coie and whether the business is related to the subject of the government contract. The heads of all agencies shall review all contracts with Perkins Coie or with entities that disclose doing business with Perkins Coie under subsection A of this section. To the extent permitted by law, the heads of agencies shall, before I go into like what the heads of agencies shall, who are you pretending to be? I have no idea what the fuck that means. I'm just reading. You dumb fuck. He's reading. What do you mean? It's okay. You don't have to respond, Veronica. They're dumb. Okay. So when he says the heads of all agencies shall review all contracts with Perkins Coie or entities that disclose doing business with Perkins Coie under subsection A of this section, this is we're teetering on Sixth Amendment violations right here. We're teetering. Depending on what he says next, I already know what he says next. We're just reading for informational purposes. This part right here is very much teetering on a Sixth Amendment violation. Only in the sense that you are entitled to pick whatever attorney you want. The government, nobody, no one on this planet is allowed to, well, in America at least. I can't speak for other countries. Sorry for any foreign viewers. I can't speak for you. But in America, nobody is allowed to tell you what lawyers you're allowed to hire. No one. You cannot be forced to not hire a specific lawyer for any reason at all. So when he's saying that members of government must disclose if they're doing business with Perkins Coie, we're teetering on a Sixth Amendment violation here. Because if you're a government, say you're a government contractor, right? Say you work for the government, you do what XYZ, who cares? I don't give a fuck. Whatever your job is, you're a contractor for the government, and your firm, the firm that you have hired to represent your business, your contractor, your company, right? Let's say Perkins Coie is your lawyer. That's who you've retained. What he's saying here is, you have to disclose. You have to tell me. You have to tell the government that Perkins Coie is your lawyer, and then we're gonna evaluate your contract. So if Trump starts forcing the end of government contracts because that contractor retained Perkins Coie, that's a Sixth Amendment violation. Point blank. Period. No, there's no way around it. That's it. That's a Sixth Amendment, because that is the president of the United States telling you, I am gonna cancel your government contract that you earned, because the way we compete for contracts in the government, it's pretty competitive. Like, the government posts the description of the job, like, here's what we want. We want to hire a contractor to do this job for us. And then all the contractors in the area, or out of the area really, they submit their bids. Like, here, we can do this job for you for X amount of money. And then the government picks one, the best one, generally. I'm not going to get too much into how they pick their contracts. It's a little shady sometimes, but they'll pick the best contract, essentially. Okay? So you've earned that contract. You submitted your bid. The government liked your bid. You earned your contract. So for Trump to say, hey, I'm going to cancel your contract, or we're going to think about canceling your contract because of the lawyer that you chose to hire, that is a violation of the Sixth Amendment. You are allowed to hire whatever fucking lawyer you want. Nobody can tell you otherwise. Nobody can tell you. The fucking president can't tell you not to hire a certain lawyer. Nobody can. Okay, so if that's what he's getting at here, that is a violation of the Constitution. Pointing that out. Hey, thank you for the follows, guys. Is it Marjorie and Nini? Thank you both for the follows. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Okay, so now that we've covered that, let's move on and keep reading, okay? Political Science Dad, thank you for the follow. All right, back to it. All right, so to the extent permitted by law, the heads of agencies shall take appropriate steps to terminate any contract to the maximum extent permitted by law, including the federal acquisition regulation for which Perkins Coie has been hired to perform any service. Otherwise align their agency funding decisions with the interests of the citizens of the United States, with the goals and priorities of my administration as expressed in executive actions, especially Executive Order 14147 of January 20th, 2025, ending the weaponization of the federal government, and as heads of agencies deem appropriate. Within 30 days of the date of this order, all agencies shall submit to the Director of Office of Management and Budget an assessment of contracts with Perkins Coie or with entities. Here we go. This is the Sixth Amendment violation right here. I'm just going to point it out to you so you're all on the same page, okay? This line right here is where he gets into violating the Constitution territory, okay? Or with entities that do business with Perkins Coie, effective as the date of this order, and any actions taken with respect to those contracts in accordance with this order. So when what he is saying here is that exactly what I laid out for you a minute ago, right? If you're a contractor that works for the government, and you have chosen to hire this law firm as your firm of choice, this is who represents you, the government is going to cancel your contract with the government because he's laying it out. He's saying, we're going to cancel your contract because this is your lawyer. That is a violation of the Sixth Amendment. Straight up. No, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. If you love Trump, if you hate him, that is a violation of the Sixth Amendment. It straight up is. It is. There's no way around it. You have the Sixth Amendment right to hire whatever lawyer you want to hire. Nobody can tell you shit about it. So for him to say, I'm going to cancel your contracts because you've chosen this firm, Constitution doesn't let that happen. Sorry. That's the game. Okay. Covered that. Let's move on. I am protected by the Constitution. If you're an American citizen, or if you live in the United States of America, you absolutely are, Bella. 100% you are. Okay. Moving on to the next section, everybody. Wrong? No. You're an idiot. That's how the Constitution works. All right. Section 4, racial discrimination. Soulflower, thank you for the follow, by the way. The chair of the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission shall review the practices of Representative representative, large, influential, or industry-leading law firms for consistency with Title VII of the Civil Rights Act, including whether large firms reserve certain positions, such as summer associate spots, for individuals of preferred races, promote individuals on a discriminatory basis, permit client access on a discriminatory basis, or provide access to events, trainings, or travel on a discriminatory basis. This is just him trying to get rid of DEI stuff. He's saying, if we find out that your firm, has quotas for, certain racial positions, we want to hire 10 people of this race and 10 people of this race, then he's gonna fuck your shit up. That's all that is. The Attorney General, in coordination with the Chair of Equal Employment Opportunity Commission and in consultation with State's Attorney General as appropriate, shall investigate. This is another weird thing. Trying to tell the state attorney, like, hey, you're gonna work with the State Attorney General. The State Attorney General could just be like, no. Like, no, I'm good. Hard pass, buddy. The federal government, like President Trump, doesn't have any authority to tell any state attorney general what to do. That's how it is. Of this section, who do business with federal entities of compliance with race-based and sex-based non-discrimination laws and take any additional actions that the attorney general deems appropriate in light of the evidence uncovered. Okay. Personnel. The heads of all agencies shall, to the extent permitted by law, provide guidance limiting official access from federal government buildings to employees of Perkins Coie when such access would threaten the national security of or otherwise be inconsistent with the interests of the United States. In addition, the heads of all agencies shall provide guidance limiting government employees acting in their official capacity from engaging with Perkins Coie employees to ensure consistency with national security and other interests of the United States. This section just means we're going to revoke if you work for Perkins Coie, we're going to revoke your access to certain government buildings. Now, he doesn't go into scope here. He doesn't speak to scope at all because he's delegating that authority to the heads of the agencies. But the way this is written, he could theoretically, or the heads of the agencies themselves, could theoretically go like really hard on scope here, where they could say, hey, we think it's a threat to national security for you to enter the post office. And so if you work for Perkins Coie, like say you're the secretary of the law firm, like, sorry, you're not allowed into the post office because it's a threat to national security. Now, I'm not saying that's what he did or what they did. I'm just saying he leaves the scope so broad that they could do that. Again, not saying they did do that, but he leaves that door open when he with the way he writes this. Well, I keep saying the way he wrote this, the way he writes this, but Trump almost certainly didn't write any of this. But the scope is left very wide here. And then the bottom part was that if you work for the federal government and you're acting in your capacity as a federal government employee, meaning if you're an FBI agent and you're saying like, hey, say your name's Billy, Billy, the FBI agent, would like to hire your firm. Can't do that. Not allowed. Which again, I need to stress again, not allowed. Not allowed. That aspect of it. Now, if what he meant here is just that we are not going to give any more contracts to this firm, like the government itself won't, say like Kash Patel is the head of the FBI. If he's saying like, hey, Kash Patel, do not give any more contracts to this firm. Do not hire them for anything. That would be allowed. I think he can bar for national security reasons, even though he's making that part up. I just want to be clear. Every time he says something about national security in here, he's making it the fuck up. But for national security reasons, he could bar a law firm from being hired by the government. That part's allowed. So half of this line is illegal, and then the other half is not. Say it like that. Or not illegal, unconstitutional. Same difference, right? Next. Agency officials shall, to the extent permitted by law, refrain from hiring employees of Perkins Coie absent a waiver from the head of the agency made in So this part right here, this whole line, I'm gonna read it. We're gonna read the whole thing, but this whole line, I want you to keep in your head. Sixth Amendment, Sixth Amendment, Sixth Amendment, Sixth Amendment, right to counsel, right to counsel, right to counsel. This whole line is unconstitutional as fuck. All right. Agency officials shall, to the extent permitted by law, refrain from hiring employees of Perkins Coie absent a waiver from the head of the agency made in consultation with the director of the Office of Personnel Management, that such hire will not threaten the national security of the United States. Now, this line super depends on how he means hire. When he says hire, if he means hire in a new capacity, meaning let's say you used to work for Perkins Coie and you want to transition into federal work. Say, I'm an attorney at Perkins Coie, and I want to work for the DOJ now. I would like to come work for the federal government. If this line means you would have to get a waiver. If you used to work at that firm to come work for the federal government, you'd have to get a waiver. That part, probably legal. Or it's teetering, because then you run into some weird stuff with equal opportunity. But sure, we'll say that's fine. That's not even what we're trying to target here, so we'll let that go. But if he means, when he says hire, if he means retain them as counsel, that's fucked. That's not allowed. That's a constitutional violation 100%. It just really depends on the word, what he means when he says hiring. He says refrain from hiring employees of Perkins Coie. This so depends on the way he means hiring. If he means it as in retain counsel, that's not allowed. If he means it as in like hire them to come work for the federal government, different story. There is some weird legal things there, but it gets a little weird. It gets a little inflated. Next section is general provisions. We're almost done. Nothing in this order shall be construed to impair or otherwise affect the authority granted. We don't need to read all this. It's just him saying we can't contradict other laws with this executive order. Okay. All right. So we're done with the EO. We're done with this the original EO addressing risk from Perkins Coie. What did we learn? What did Trump do with this executive order? What was the point of it? What did he do? What was he trying to accomplish? The first step one was he removed the security clearances from every member of Perkins Coie. So they've all lost their security clearance, meaning they cannot view any classified information. Usually law firms would usually have people with security clearances. For instance, if you used to be a federal employee, you can maintain your security clearance. So if you say you were in the military, right, and you had a secret clearance, you could leave the military and go work at a law firm, maintain your secret clearance. That could be very beneficial to law firms if they need to view, if they need to get a hold of or view secret classified information, or information classified as secret. This executive order revoked the clearances of every employee at the firm. Secondly, it required the revocation of all contracts with Perkins Coie itself and with contractors that used Perkins Coie as their counsel. That second part is a pretty severe Sixth Amendment violation. Point blank period, it just is. Okay. And then third, it was a review of their funding. So if they're getting if they have any contract or current contracts with the government that would have already been canceled earlier in the executive order, but if they're getting any funding through the federal government, or if businesses or people that have retained Perkins Coie as counsel, if they're getting any federal funding for anything, it would revoke that as well. And then there's just this whole section in here about investigating them for racial discrimination practices. This is kind of, what would be the word? It's bullshit. This is weird obfuscation. That's all it is. Chuck Boros, tell me why I'm clueless. If you can't tell me why I'm clueless, shut the fuck up. If you can show any reason, if you could say this is why you're clueless, then I'll hear you out and we'll talk about it. But if that's all you have to say, shut the fuck up. Maybe, never mind. I don't want to get banned on TikTok. Okay, never mind. Let's keep going. All right, so we read the first EO. Let's read the rescinding EO. Okay. By the authority vested in me, yeah, shut up. Background, on March 14th, 2025, I signed Executive Order 1423-7 addressing risk from Paul Weiss. This is the Perkins Coie one. Fuck. I'm assuming... Wait, did he... No way he took down the Paul Weiss one. No, he wouldn't do that. No, he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't possibly be hiding the original EO. Is this your job? No, of course not. I like to read. Look how many followers I have. There ain't no way I got enough followers to make a living out of streaming on TikTok. But I just like to read, so I figured you guys can come along for the ride with me. Okay, this was the Paul Weiss one. I had the wrong one pulled up that we wanted to analyze. Oh, I didn't mean to close that. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. All right. Here's the Paul Weiss one. It's going to be a copy and paste of the Perkins Coie one. Abival followed the creator. Thank you for the follow. They just won't be able to do business with the government. I mean, I don't know if you know how to read or not, but there's sections of the EO that have other things to do. You're right that they won't be able to do business with the government. You're correct. But you're using the word just, and just is not the correct word. They can't do business with the government. That's a fact. There's a section in there about reviewing contracts with contractors that use Perkins Coie as their representatives. I don't know if you just missed that part or if you're like ability to read the English language is lacking, or you have Trump's dick so far down your throat, your eyes got watery when you went over that part of the EO and like you couldn't read it. I don't know what happened. This is going to be the exact same. American interests, including racial discrimination. The heads of agencies shall review contracts with Paul Weiss or with entity. Here, I guess I could just show you right here since you didn't know how to read it on your own. The heads of agencies shall review all contracts with Paul Weiss or with entities that disclose doing business with Paul Weiss. So that's that second part right there, or entities that disclose doing business with Paul Weiss. So I used this analogy earlier, but if I'm a contractor, right? Say the government brings me in as a contractor. Say I own a construction company. I'll paint you a picture. Let's say I own a construction company. The government wants a new building. They want to build a building. Say they want to build an office building on a military base. Okay, let's use that as an example. Let's say there's a military base and they want to build a new office building. Okay, so I'm a contractor. I do construction. They hire me. Well, technically they would post the job and then I would submit my bid for the job. Let's say they select me. They're going to use my company. Okay, they're going to hire me to build this new building for them. Okay, let's say I'm in the middle of building this building. We're like a couple months into the project. We're like halfway done. This executive order comes out, and so they have to now review any company or any contract with an entity that does business with Paul Weiss. Now, let's say my construction company, Paul Weiss is our lawyers. We've retained Paul Weiss to do like anything, any filings for us. That's our retained counsel. The government under this EO would be obligated to at least review my contract, possibly cancel my contract because I've retained Paul Weiss as my counsel. Now, you could disagree with what I just said, but it's spelled out right here. So if you say, no, that's not true, that just tells me your IQ is low. That just tells me you can't read. Because I'll read it to you again, because I know it can be hard for some of you. Some of you MAGAs, it can be really hard to read. All right. The heads of all agencies shall review all contracts with Paul Weiss or with entities that disclose doing business with Paul Weiss under subsection A of this section. To the extent permitted by law, the heads of agencies shall take appropriate steps to terminate any contract to the maximum extent permitted by applicable law. So if I just like I said, the exact example I laid out. I'm a construction company. The government hired me to build them a new office building. They find out that my retained counsel is Paul Weiss. That's the law firm that represents me in court. Well, now they have to cancel my contract because of this executive order. Meaning, they have canceled my contract due to a constitutionally protected activity. You have the constitutional right. You have the right under the Sixth Amendment of the Constitution to hire whatever the fuck law firm you want. Nobody can tell you otherwise. I can hire whoever I want to hire. I could hire the biggest firm in the world, the smallest firm in the world, the dumbest lawyer ever, the smartest lawyer ever. Doesn't matter. I can hire whoever the fuck I want. You can't tell me otherwise. This executive order is telling you, if you hire this firm, we're canceling all your contracts with us. That is a Sixth Amendment violation. Now, if you're a Trumple and you love the guy and you want his penis in your throat, that's fine. But you can read, surely. That is what this EO says. That is against the Constitution. You can love the guy, you can hate the guy. That's just the fact of the matter. So all you fucking clowns coming into chat, you're deranged, that's not what it says. That is what it says, we just read it. Try it sometime, it's not that hard. We've all gone to school at some point in our lives. They taught us how to read English. Hopefully, if you live in America, they taught you how to read English. Fuck me, not hard. This reads like blacklisting a specific law. That's what it is, Kate. This law firm sorry, I'm being too charitable. A lawyer that used to work with this firm back in the day, a lawyer that used to work with this firm years ago, quit working at this firm. He quit his job, and he went to work for the New York State Prosecutor's Office. And while he was there at the New York State Prosecutor's Office, he was assigned to the case to prosecute Trump for those 34 felonies we all heard about. Those 34 felonies he got in New York. One of this law firm's previous lawyers was on that case. And so Trump hates them now. He hates them because one of their previous employees prosecuted him. So this is retaliation. He retaliated against the firm with this executive order. Does the Constitution cover governmental contracts or the people? Well, they're one and the same, you dumb fuck. The government is not allowed to act in any way contrary to the Constitution. They cannot punish you. They cannot... Well, I shouldn't even use the word punish, because technically deportation is not a punishment. The Supreme Court has already stated that. The Supreme Court has laid out very clearly that deportation is not a punishment, but you still cannot be deported for exercising a fundamental right. Just like technically canceling a contract is not a punishment. You're not being punished. We're just canceling your contract. But you cannot do it because of my usage of a constitutionally protected activity. Does that make sense to you? Have I buried that into your brain deep enough? The government cannot take any action, punishment or otherwise. They cannot take an action due to you using your constitutional rights. They cannot do anything against you because you used your First Amendment rights, because you used your Second Amendment rights, because you used your Sixth Amendment rights. And that's what this is. This is a punishment against a law firm and against contractors. Unfortunately, they got caught in the crossfire. This is a punishment against anybody for using their Sixth Amendment right. It's a crime. Well, it's a constitutional violation. We'll get into the crime part. There is a crime associated with all this, and we're going to get into that real soon. This is a constitutional violation, but there is a crime that underlies all of this, and we'll talk about it. And I'll show it to you, and I'll explain it the best I can, so you can take that information as you will. What's up? How's it going? Is that Skib? Is that you, brother? Oh, Trump retaliates all the time. That's why Biden pardoned his family members. Yeah, but you could never convince Trumples of that. That is why he did it. Ultimately, he pardoned as many people as he could on the way out because he knew Trump would retaliate against them. And then, ironically, Trump did try to retaliate against them. He even tried to overturn Biden's pardon because he's that dumb. Okay. There's a really interesting legal theory about all that, but that's not what we're here to discuss today. Maybe in the future, if you guys want to hear some interesting things about the whole Biden pardons things, there's a really interesting legal situation that goes on in the background there that nobody really talks about, that I would love to talk about, but that's just not why we're here today. So let's continue on with this, and we'll talk about that maybe some other time, or maybe at the end of the stream we'll talk about it. It's very interesting to me. I love it. I'm a law nerd. I love this shit. I love this shit. And there's a real interesting thing that happens in the background of pardons, that is happening in the background of Trump trying to overturn Biden's pardons. Super fun to me. I don't know. I'll talk about it if you guys want to hear about it at the end. Okay. Now that we've read the EO, now we need to read the addressing remedial action. So this is the executive order that Trump issued after he rescinded this one. So basically, he punished this law firm, just like, I don't remember which one of you in chat said it. I think maybe Kate. Maybe Kate, where he talked about this just reads like a punishment or reads like a blacklisting of a law firm. That is what it is. So he punished Paul Weiss, blacklisted them from the government, and then this executive order here, he rescinded that punishment. He rescinded it. He took it back. Now let's read that. Let's read what he said when he took it back. He didn't take it back because it was unlawful, by the way. He took it back for other reasons. We'll get into it. Okay. On March 14th, 2025, I signed an executive order, 14237, addressing risks from Paul Weiss, to address certain issues related to Paul Weiss, Rifkin, and Garrison. I noted that global law firms have for years played an outsized role in undermining the judicial process and in the destruction of bedrock American principles. Paul Weiss is one of many law firms that have participated in this harmful activity. Earlier this week, though, Paul Weiss indicated that it will engage in a remarkable change of course. Specifically, Paul Weiss has acknowledged the wrongdoing of its former partner, Mark Pomerantz. Okay, we're going to take a quick second. Mark Pomerantz is the guy that I was talking about. Mark Pomerantz used to be a partner at this law firm at Paul Weiss. I think he quit in maybe 2014. Let's see. I don't want to just say stuff and be wrong. So if I make a claim, we'll look it up. God damn. If I make a claim, we'll look it up. It'll probably be in his wiki, right? The year he quit. There we go. Generally referred to as Paul Weiss, in February 2021, he left the firm to assist with the Manhattan District Attorney's investigation into the finances of former President Donald Trump until his resignation from the case in February 2022. So in February 2021, he quit working at Paul Weiss and he went to go work for the New York DA to help out with the Trump case. Okay? That's who he's talking about here, Mark Pomerantz. Okay. and it has agreed to a number of policy changes to promote equality, justice, and the principles that keep our nation strong, including adopting a policy of political neutrality with respect to client selection and attorney hiring, taking on a wide range of pro bono matters, representing the full political spectrum, committing to merit-based hiring, promotion, and retention, instead of diversity, equity, and inclusion policies, dedicating the equivalent of $40 million in pro bono legal services during my term in office to support causes including assisting our nation's veterans, fairness in the justice system, and combating anti-Semitism, and other similar initiatives. Okay, here we go. This part right here. I'm gonna read it again. I'm always floored how blatant this all is. It is fucking crazy, right? Happy Data 2, thank you for the rose. I'm so sorry I didn't see that when you did it, but I'm seeing it now. Sorry, whenever I get like locked in on the reading, I sometimes miss stuff that's going on over here. Thank you for the rose. Happy Data 2. Okay, we're gonna reread this part. Open your ears as wide as you can open them, and let's listen very carefully. Dedicating the equivalent of $40 million in pro bono legal services during my term in office to support causes, including assisting our nation's veterans, fairness in the justice system, and combating anti-Semitism, and other similar initiatives. It's blatant because most don't bother to read. Yes, unfortunately, that is the case. Trump has this idea that he can get away with pretty much anything because most people won't look into it. His supporters, sorry. The liberal side is always going to look into it because we're always skeptical of the stuff he does. We're like, hey, that seems off. That seems bad. Let's look into it. And then turns out it usually is bad. But his side won't look into it. They're not gonna research it. They're not gonna look into it. They're not gonna question it. They're just gonna take whatever he says at face value, and they're gonna be like, yes, I believe you, Daddy. That's it. That's all. That's all they do. So he does crazy things knowing he'll get away with it because his side's not gonna look at it. They're gonna support him no matter what, and they'll fucking suck him off, and it's a whole weird thing. It's a whole weird thing. 2 Britsy 25, thank you for the follow. We've gained 34 followers this stream, by the way. I think that might be that's a record. That's a record. 34 followers in one stream. Record. Thank you to all of you. Okay. So what's happening here? Hey, another one. Elena 504, thank you for the follow. What this line that I just highlighted is, let's zoom in on it. Get you guys the best possible view of what the fuck we're looking at right here. This line is extortion by definition. This is definitionally extortion. And I'm not just gonna say that and then walk away. We'll line it up. Okay. So we had the definition of extortion, right? I'm gonna pull that up for you. We'll line it up right here on screen. Here's the textbook definition of extortion. Sorry, this is the criminal statute, the charging. Looking for nothing and making up bullshit as usual? Okay, well hey, just stick around for 2 seconds, okay? Stick around for 2 seconds, and then open your brain up to the possibility that maybe your God isn't all perfect. Oh, and also, I didn't say looking. The title doesn't say looking for Trump crimes, does it? Investigating some Trump crimes. Investigating criminal matters that he's already done. Anyway. Okay, guys. So we're going to highlight the section. This is the section we want to look at right here, this line, and then this is the thing. Noel the Penguin, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Okay. So you people are far more obsessed with Trump than any other Trump supporter. You have issues for real. Well, I mean, I would never suck his dick like you're currently doing right now. So I don't know. Your logic just doesn't track. I can't be obsessed when you have your throat getting gouged out right now. Okay. So he gets them to agree to give him $40 million, give his administration $40 million of free legal services in exchange for him rescinding the executive order that was fucking them out of their business. Remember, they got their security clearances removed, and anyone that was anyone that retained them and contracted with the government had to get their contract canceled. Meaning, what's probably going to happen there is if you're a contractor and you're doing big business with the government, like say the government is a lot of your income, you're just going to drop Paul Weiss as a client. Okay, so they removed their security clearances, cost them clients. What the fuck was the third thing? I don't know why, it just left my mind. Oh, removed some of their access to government buildings. I don't know how much I want to use that as a point, right? Because theoretically, that could mean none, that could mean nothing, or it could mean everything. It's like we talked about earlier. When he says that the DNI needs to look into removing their access to government buildings for national security reasons, that could mean that they ban all employees of the firm from every government building, or it could mean they don't do anything. it's so up in the air. Like I said, there's so much room in that line for lots of things. It could mean nothing or it could mean everything. So I don't want to talk about it too much because we don't really know how it played out because we never got to see because of this. So he threatens them. He fucks their business. And then he says, if you give me $40 million, 40 mil, give me 40 mil of free services and I'll rescind all that. We'll take it all back. Now, if we go here and we learn to code, that's so funny. Isn't that what the left was telling you guys? Or am I getting that wrong in my head? Was the left telling the right to learn to code, or was the right? I think the left was telling the right to learn to code. I think. I don't remember. That was a couple years ago, right? When the whole learn to code meme was going down. Coding's software stuff's kind of interesting. But yeah. How is all this not? No, it is extortion. That's what we're going over. This is the definition of extortion right here. The Hobbs Act also reaches extortionate acts by public officials acting under the color of law. A public official commits extortion under the color of law when he obtains a payment to which he is not entitled, knowing that it was made in exchange for official acts. Okay? A payment where they're not entitled. Now, under the law, a payment is something given to you with monetary value. I know a lot of people, when they read the word payment, they think like money, only money. It has to be money going from me to you. I have to hand you money. Under the law, that's not what payment means. It means I could give you something of monetary value. Let's say this is a good example to kind of help it correlate in your mind, right? Let's say I have a diamond. I have a big old diamond and it's worth $1 million, and I give it to you for something, trade you for something. Under the law, that's a payment. That's considered a payment. Just because I'm not giving you money doesn't mean I'm not paying you. I'm just giving you something of equivalent monetary value. Right? Okay. Just like it's also a good thing, like with theft. When you steal something, we don't charge you for, like when we think about like Elon's contracts. That's a good meme. When we think about like how hard we're gonna charge you for it. It's a weird way of phrasing it. But the difference between like petty larceny and grand larceny, for instance, is based on the monetary value of the thing. So stealing like a candy bar versus stealing a car, right? Even though you've not stolen money, you didn't steal money. How we use the monetary value of the thing, right? So if you steal a Lambo, you're probably catching a grand larceny charge because it's worth a fuckload. Okay, so now covering that. Trump received $40 million worth of free legal services. Lawyers are expensive, man. Lawyers are some expensive motherfuckers, I'll tell you what. $40 million in free legal services to which he was not entitled, knowing that it was made in exchange for official acts. The official act being rescinding his executive order. So he issues an executive order on them that fucks over their business. And then he goes, hey, if you give me 40 mil in free services, along with some other bullshit that he sprinkled in, you give me 40 mil in free services, I'm gonna rescind the order. That is a payment that he was not entitled in exchange for official acts. That is the definition, that is the literal definition under the Hobbs Act of extortion. This is extortion, by law, by definition. This whole chain of events right here, him issuing this executive order and then him rescinding the executive order, this is extortion by law. And then we looked up earlier, here we go, I'm gonna pull this up for you. This is the traditional punishment for extortion under 18 U.S.C. 872. Extortion by officers or employees of the United States. Whoever being an officer or employee of the United States or any department or agency thereof, or representing himself to be or assuming to act as such under color or pretense of office or employment, commits or attempts an act of extortion, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 3 years or both. So technically this should be a 3-year prison sentence, but Pam Bondi is the Attorney General, and she would never, ever, 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 ever in a million years prosecute Trump for anything. They documented both ends of the crime, blacklisting, and then yes, they documented both sides. Yes, I hope these aren't just low-level rage bait lives, and you actually are this disgruntled over Trump. Well, I really care about the law. It's I love the law. I love the Constitution. You guys used to. You remember? Do you guys remember back in the day when Republicans loved the Constitution? You guys remember that? Those were good days. God damn, I miss that. I miss that, man. I miss the old Republicans, the ones that were like obsessed with the Constitution, the ones that would kill you over free speech, man. They fucking loved the goddamn Constitution. They said, bro, fuck you. We have the First Amendment. I can say whatever I want. And we have the Second Amendment. I can buy whatever guns I want. I loved those Republicans. I love those guys. I want them back. I don't know where the fuck they went, but bring them back to me. Bring them back. Because I love the Constitution. My favorite piece of paper ever written. I love that motherfucker. I love the Constitution, but this Trump guy, man. This fucking Trump guy. This Trump guy he don't care. Okay, so now that we've covered what we wanted to cover, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me while we did it. We're gonna write it all up into a coherent. I would love if you guys wanted to, if some of you guys that are not psychopaths in the chat, Kate and y'all, if you, we're gonna write. So I'm gonna make a YouTube video for on this topic today. You will never see a Dem in office again. I don't know, buddy. We'll see about that. Old Republicans were extremely homophobic. Yeah, but like, this might be a hot take. Tell me if you disagree. If you disagree with this, I'm okay with it. You can disagree with this, and I would understand where you were coming from if you did disagree. Okay? But in my opinion, hot take, I would rather have the old Republicans, the old ones that were super homophobic and they hated everything. Like, I would take the anti-gay Republicans that loved the Constitution over the current Trumples. The Trumples hate the Constitution. They hate the law. They hate everything that doesn't give their god emperor as much power as possible. Do you like paleo-conservatives? I mean, I just liked. I don't want to classify it that way. I just liked when the party of Republicans would adhere to the Constitution over everything. You know, when back in the day when they used to be like, hey, the First Amendment is untouchable. I could say whatever I want. Point blank, period. Anyone can say whatever they want. You remember those days? They're like, hey, I'm going to say whatever I want, and you can say whatever you want. And the government won't say shit about it, because they can't. That was cool. I liked that. Because at least we we respected the same thing. We were coming from the same place. Now, it went different directions. You know, they went, I can say whatever I want, so I'm going to say homophobic stuff. That's what they would, and then I would say, well, I can say whatever I want, so I'm going to say, stop being homo, you know, or whatever. I liked back in the day when they just, old Republicans were war criminals. I don't think any of you are understanding what I'm saying, except for Kate. I appreciate Kate. Kate understands what I'm saying. I don't want the old Republican politicians. I don't like Bush, okay? I don't like Bush. Either of them, to be honest with you. I just want the old mindset. Because now they don't respect the Constitution at all. You know what I'm saying? You people lost track of what female is, and then you guys have been downhill since then? I don't think so. Not all of us. Some people got a little crazy. Okay, we're correcting now. We're correcting. Why not have a new mindset? They can't. We can adapt and we can evolve to be whatever we want, but they can't. They're stuck. They're stuck in Trumpism. They can't get out of that. I don't know how they move forward. I don't know how we make them move forward. But I feel like we could make them move back. And at this point, I think that going back a couple of years, going back 10 years of conservatism would be better than what it currently is right now. What conservatism doesn't exist anymore. It's just Trumpism. There is no conservatism. There's Trumpism. That's it. At least conservatism they had a respect for the law and they had a respect for the Constitution. Like, as fucked as Bush was, starting wars that he should not have been starting, killing people he should not have been killing, doing shit he should not have been doing. At least that motherfucker would never, I know for a fact, that motherfucker would never, ever start yoinking away the Fifth Amendment from people. From people that live in the U.S. Now, I'm gonna say live in the U.S. because those are the only people that get constitutional rights, okay? He mistreated A lot of motherfuckers across the ocean, okay? Of course. Bush would have never thrown 300 people on a fucking plane with no trial and sent them to a slave camp. Not in a million years. No way. As fucked as he was as an individual and the bad things that he did, he wouldn't have dared. He would not have dared throw 300 people on a plane and chuck them into a slave camp. Okay? If we can have at least respect for the Constitution back, that would be okay with me. And then we'd have to maneuver them from there to a better place. But the current, how it is now cannot stand. That cannot stand. That cannot be the way. This can't continue. This disrespect for the Constitution. This whole, I'm just gonna throw away the Fifth Amendment, the 14th Amendment, the fucking 12th Amendment. Now he's talking to, that can't be. The 6th Amendment, as we just read. Just throwing away constitutional rights cannot be. Leftists don't respect the Constitution. Well, the thing is, we do. You see, we do. We all respect freedom of speech. We respect due process. We respect freedom of or your right to counsel. Except you don't. Yes, we do, you dumb motherfucker. If you can give me one example that I can't shred in 2 seconds, I know what you're gonna do. Social media censorship. Social media companies are private companies. They don't have to fucking give you First Amendment rights. They can do whatever they want. Dumb fuck. What about the second? Let's hear it. What about it? You fucking dumb bitch. What about it? I love... Okay, this is TikTok. Oh, I almost forgot this is TikTok. Okay. I'm not gonna do it. There's a half an arsenal sitting behind me, okay? You support gun rights or not? Abso-fucking-lutely. I got fucking 8 in this house. 8, 5 feet from me. I love them. So trigger. It's because you're dumb. You're a fucking moron. You have no IQ, no brain cells. 0. You can't think. You can't comprehend. You're incapable. That's cute. You aren't a real leftist then. I never said I was a leftist. You dumb fuck. Jesus Christ, you are stupid. You can't understand that gangsters have had their day in court. You can't know that they're gangsters until they've had their day in court. You're hypocritical. I'm not a leftist. I'm a liberal. That's a different thing. We believe in the Constitution. I never said I was... When did I say I was a leftist? I hate leftists too. The Sochi people? The socialists? Oh, I hate them. I hate them. Oh, no. Never mind. I was going to say I hate them almost as much as I hate Trump. That's not true. I hate Trump more. But I do hate them. The whole we're going to take away your guns and we're going to get rid of capitalism crowd. Fucking hate those people. Unknown even to me. Thank you for the follow. Not as much as I hate Trump, but I do hate him. This mindset you guys have is disgusting. It's gross. It's evil. It's fucked in the head. This whole mindset of like, oh, well, you don't believe in the Second Amendment, so I don't have to believe in the 1st, 12th, 14th, 19th, 6th. You wouldn't be accepted by the liberal crowd either, bud. That's... I don't know what universe you live in. You know how many liberal people have guns? Is that your whole mindset? You just think, like, anyone left of center hates guns? What kind of brain-dead fuckery is that? Hey, if there's any liberal people in my chat that like guns or own... Either if you own guns or if you like guns or if you respect people's right to own them. If you're okay with guns or you own one yourself and you're a liberal, let's hear it in the chat. Let's hear it. Pop in. Twitchy, this one does. I own guns and I'm a liberal. Joe Absurd, thank you. Yeah. Kate, hands up. Proud owner and lefty here. Oh, look at that. Look at the all 0 brain cells you have. So you support right-wing concept. Okay. He just made... Guys. Democrat here with all kinds. Awesome. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, chat. Appreciate you. He just said exactly what I wanted him to say. He said exactly what I wanted him to say. He said, so you support right-wing causes. Lucy, stop. He said, so you support right-wing causes. Let me answer this as clearly as I can make it. This is the clearest I'm ever going to get to be on this point, okay? Look you in the eyes. I don't support right-wing causes. I don't support left-wing causes. I support the Constitution of the United States of America. The Constitution says that we can have guns. It says we can have free speech. It says we can hire whatever fucking lawyer we want to hire. It says that you get a trial before you get put to a slave camp. That's what the Constitution says. And that's what I support. I don't care what the left says. I don't care what the right says. I don't care what anybody said. I care what that little piece of paper says. That's it. Except for any amendment you decide you don't like at any point. No! That's just... No! No, dumb fuck! No! All of them, idiot! Lucy, stop. All of them. Every single one. Every amendment. All of them. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. All know is how to hate Trump and nothing else. Well, I hate Trump because Trump doesn't respect the Constitution. The Constitution is all in or all nothing. That's right. It's either you support every amendment or you support none of the amendments, because if you start disrespecting one or two or three, they all go out the window. All of them. They all go. If one goes, they all go. He respects it more than any of you leftists. I'm pretty sure liberals in general are all in on the Constitution. I'm pretty sure they're all in. Chat, tell them how much you love the Constitution. Tell them right now. Run this clown out of town. Tell him how much you respect the Constitution. Get him. No, they are not. They literally want to abolish it. By the way, your president sent 300 people on a night ops plane to a slave labor camp in a foreign country with no trial. That is the Fifth Amendment at its finest. That is a Fifth Amendment violation all the way up. That's just straight up. Who the fuck is Ed? Liberal military veteran. I swore an oath to the Constitution. Let's fucking go. Sorry, I pissed off my dog by screaming. That's right, baby. You swore an oath to the Constitution, not to some orange dickhead. Repress left soldiers and 8 billion in Afghanistan. That's not a crime? Well, no, it's not. Objectively, it's not. Objectively, not a crime. Might have been a bad decision. We can argue about that. If you want to have that debate, I'll have that debate with you. We might even end up on the same side of that argument, to be honest with you. You want to argue if it was a bad decision? We'll talk about it. It wasn't a crime. The fairy god, bro. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Okay. We're done arguing with this constitution hating dickhead. We're done with it. Okay? He hates the Constitution. We love the Constitution. That's the difference between us. That makes us good people, and he's a bad person. Okay? Okay. The whataboutism is exhausting. It is, Kate. You're so right. I appreciate that point. You're so right. Okay. All right, guys. We're going to wrap up the stream by doing the thing that I wanted to do the whole time. We read the underlying material, and now let's form our argument, okay? Let's form our argument, because once I get off stream today, I'm going to go make a YouTube video about this. By the way, if you're not subbed to me on YouTube, sub to me on YouTube, bro. What are you doing? Here's my YouTube. I've only made one video, but we're getting back to it. Sub to me on YouTube. Okay, anyway. Let's, it's the same name as my TikTok, so you can just find it that way. Okay. And it's in my link tree in my bio if you want to. Yeah, we're going to make a long form video about this, so. First thing we need to do is claim. What's the claim, guys? What are we saying? After all the evidence after the 2 executive orders we went through, what's the claim? Trump committed the crime of extortion with his executive orders against Perkins Coie. That is the claim, right? Blackmail and extorting a law firm, absolutely. Claim. Donald Trump committed. That's not how you spell committed, and it doesn't need to be capitalized. The crime of extortion. By the way, hey, can I point something out real quick? I need to say this. I meant to say it a second ago. I meant to say it when it happened, and I missed it. I'm sorry. Somebody requested to join the live. Didn't accept it. Normally, I would be down for y'all to come in here and debate. Like, I'm cool with that. If you guys want to debate, if you disagree, if you're a Trumple and you wanna ride his dick, some more, I'm cool. You can come in here and you can talk about it. You can debate. I don't have my headset connected to the computer I'm streaming on right now. So if I accept the thing, I'm not gonna be able to hear you at all. My stream computer's different. So I need to get an aux cable to connect my stream PC to my like gaming PC or my like work computer. So I'm gonna order one on Amazon after stream, because I always notice there's a lot of people when I stream on TikTok. A lot of Trumples come in here, a lot of them, tons, dozens, and they just talk shit. And I want to start offering them to come up and debate if they want to. But right now, if I accepted the guest invite, I wouldn't be able to hear you at all, and that would be a little awkward, don't you think? So when I get off stream today, I'm gonna order an aux thing on an aux cable on Amazon so I can connect my stream PC to my gaming PC, and then for future TikTok streams, once I have it, if you guys wanna come in here and talk shit, I'm just gonna tell you to join the live multi-guest and debate me on it. If you don't want to, because you're a pussy and you don't know what you're talking about. And if you do want to, good luck. Okay, back to the outline here. Fantasy of authoritarianism, base, weird authoritarian clowns. Okay, Donald Trump committed the crime of extortion with his executive. Well, I should say, in regards to his executive orders against Perkins Coie. How the fuck do you spell the name of this firm? Is it that? I have to check. I don't remember how to spell it. How do you spell it? Shit. Where's the documents? Oh, that's Paul. Oh, it's Paul. Bruh. Yeah, I'm glad I looked because I got the name wrong. Perkins Coie's actually fighting back against them, by the way, if you didn't know that. If you guys are in against Perkins Coie LLP against Paul Weiss. If you guys are in chat and you didn't know that, he did this against another law firm and they're actually fighting it in court. They didn't bend the knee. They're fighting back, which is cool. I like that. We can talk shit, right? Yeah. I'm not gonna ban anybody for their opinions. If you like Trump and you want to like talk him up or say good things about him, or you want to fight on any point, I'm not gonna ban you. That should be really clear. If you're in chat and you disagree and you want to tell me why you disagree. Now, if you're just gonna come in here and like shit talk like against me directly, just like if you're just gonna do the whole name calling thing, then yeah, you're probably gone. But if you want to disagree and you want to say, hey, you're wrong because of this or this or this or whatever, disagree all you want. That's fine. I will never, ever, ever ban people for just disagreeing in the chat. As long as you're not just doing that weird name calling shit against my viewers or me or anything. Okay? But if you want to disagree and you want to tell me why you disagree and you want to say, actually, I think Trump is the GOAT because of XYZ, do it. Do it. I'll never ever disagree with you on that. Or I'll disagree with you, but I'll never ban you for it. That'd be weird and cringe. You know what I mean? I'm not banning anybody for disagreeing. That's cringe. I don't like the people that do that. I don't like when people do it to me, so I'm not gonna do it to you. I've had that happen where I'll go into a TikTok streamer's chat and I'll be like, hey brother, you're wrong because of XYZ, and I just get banned. I'm like, well, what the fuck, man? I just disagreed. That should be okay, right? No, I'm not gonna do it. All right, ADHD Dad, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. 45 followers a stream. I appreciate it all 45 of you. You're all goats. Thank you so much. Coming in there against the executive orders against Paul Weiss. On what were the two dates? It was sorry. The two dates were March 14th, and then we'll copy the link for this. Am I stupid? Yeah, let's reopen this. On March 14th. Well, actually, let's do it like this. On March 14th. God damn it. I hate this shit. I don't know how to get external links to work that way. I just don't have enough knowledge of Obsidian. There we go. March 14th, and what was the date of the second executive order rescinding the first one? It was March 21st. Damn, he did that quick as fuck. Was that a week? A week! Ugh. 1 week and he already rescinded the fucker. That's crazy. And March 17th. Oh, dumbass. I didn't copy the second one. You notice how we cite our sources? All you MAGA guys in the chat, take notes on how to cite sources. Respective. Yeah, that's the claim. Now we go into evidence. Evidentiary. I shouldn't have bothered like screenshotting the two. Oh no, I'll need the screenshots for my video. Never mind. I was gonna say I shouldn't have bothered with the screenshots of the definition of extortion because I'm just gonna cite to it. I'm gonna cite the link, but well, no, because I'll need the screenshots for the video, so it was okay to screenshot them, I think. The Redhead 57, thank you for the follow, much appreciated. I appreciate. Thank you so much. Meth should be mandatory for children to facilitate growth of adult teeth and loss of childhood teeth. Well, brother, that is one of the wildest things I've ever read in my entire life. That one dude in chat or whatever. Thank you for the follow, though. But that was one of the wildest messages I've ever fucking read. Donald Truck. The Chad. That is a unhinged message. The fuck? Yeah, right? What a wild. You don't reference hyperlinks, too many won't follow to it. Well, yeah. I'm not saying for the video. I'm saying just for my notes. That's it. Just for the notes. For the video, I'm gonna show screenshots because I know like people. If I make a claim and then I say like, hey, the evidence of this claim is in the description, people aren't gonna go to the description to get to look at the evidence. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna like show it on screen. But for my notes, I always cite sources in case I forget. Say like when I'm going to go record the video, if I'm like, oh shit, what happened here again? I could just easily pull back up the EO and read it like again. And like it's in context here, where when I'm reading my notes back, I go like, oh right, this executive order, and then open, you know. That's it. Evidence. So how are we gonna structure the claim? Because I think the first thing you want to do to make the most convincing argument possible, the first thing you want to do is you want to reveal what the elements you're looking for are. So you'd want to cite to the definition of extortion, which in this case we have. So let's cite to the definition of extortion. Well, I guess let's write it in first, right? Well, let me pull it up so we can read our elements. Well, my TikTok live got suspended. RIP. My TikTok live got suspended, but if you guys are in Twitch or Kick or Twitch, Kick, or YouTube chat, you guys are still here. That's unfortunate. I had like 50 viewers in TikTok. Sad to see it go, but we need to get this done regardless. All right, so let me switch these because I want the. Well, I don't need to switch them. I just need to expand and contract to the one. All right, so the first thing we need to do is lay out. I'm gonna pull up my TikTok on my phone. So when if I appealed the live suspension. So if it gets undone, I can start streaming on TikTok again. I'll just keep an eye out for that. Most of my viewers are on TikTok, so I would like to not have my TikTok live get suspended. As a pansexual, I never saw that, Super Soaker. As a pansexual man, I'd much rather homophobic versus fascism. That's what I'm saying, bro. I'd rather them like shit talking the gays than like try to take over the country. One is definitely better than the other. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Evidence. Evidentiary standards. Oh wait, I got my appeal result. Appeal not approved. Wow. I guess I was being too mean to that guy, huh? I was being a little too mean. That's fair. How long can I not stream for? Your access to live and multi-guest will be restored on April 1st. Oh, tomorrow. Well, I guess that's just the end of TikTok Live for today. All right, let's hurry up since I will have less distractions now because we had a lot of people talking in TikTok Live, right? We were talking a lot. Let's blow through this now. Evidence. Number one, so we would immediately want to establish the definition of extortion. So the definition of extortion as per. I clearly spelled the fuck out of that wrong. Let's go to history. I shouldn't have closed these to begin with, but I did, so. Am I blind? History, there we go, Jesus. The Hobbs Act. And then we'll go for, we need 18 USC open. Okay. As per, we should cite to the actual Hobbs Act, not like the Wikipedia of the Hobbs Act. That's kind of goofy. I want to cite to, I want to cite to the actual code. Generally, citing to Wikipedia is never going to be, never a good idea. Jurisdiction is exercised by the following offices with respect to offenses noted. Extortion under color of official right or extortion by public officials, yes. Primary investigative jurisdiction of offenses lies with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Inspector General's Office of Investigations, Labor, Racketeering, and Fraud. United States Department of Labor is also authorized to investigate violations. So this is going to come in handy later, knowing that the FBI and the USIG are like the two bodies that are charged with investigating these crimes. So now we know, that tells us like it's Kash Patel. Kash Patel would have to be the guy to investigate this, and that's not going to happen, though. It's good to be able to explain when people are like, well, but nothing, like he hasn't been charged. Well, it's like, yeah, but he's not being charged because the guy that has to investigate it and charge him would be Kash Patel, his best little buddy. So, it's never gonna happen. There's no way Kash Patel would ever, not in a million years, not in a million fucking years would this guy charge Trump. Okay, the definition of extortion as per, hold up, let's actually... Wait, what is this citing to? Oh. Nice. What's the phrasing there? He obtains a payment to which he is not entitled. Okay. Obtains a... Okay. Congress intends to broaden the scope of the Anti-Racketeering Act. It was concerned per... Why is this phrase so fucking weird? The other model was the field code, a 19th century model code. Section 2. Any person who, in connection with or in relation to... Okay, I guess I just gotta go all the way the fuck down. Congress has unquestionably expanded the common law definition of extortion to include acts by private individuals pursuant to which property is obtained by means of force, fear, or threats. It did so by implicating in the Travel Act, the United States vs. Ronello, and expressly in the Hobbs Act. The portion of the Hobbs Act that is relevant to our decision today provides, whoever in any way or degree obstructs, delays, or affects commerce or the movement of any article or commodity in commerce by robbery or extortion or attempts to conspire so to do or commits or blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Wait, that part is crazy. That part's fucked. This dude's getting cooked into oblivion. But as used in section 2, the term extortion means the obtaining of property from another with his consent, induced by wrongful use of actual or threatened force, violence, or fear, or under color of official act, 18 U.S.C. 1951. Yeah, but like, I was on that law, right? And I could not find. Maybe I'm just blind? Is that what it is? It's 1951. Okay. That was my own fault for not being able to read the difference between 1833 and 1951. Dumb fuck. Okay. There we go. Robbery. The term extortion means the obtaining of property from another with his consent, induced by wrongful use of actual or threatened force, violence, or fear, or under color of official right. I wonder where they get this definition. I wonder where they derive that definition from. This definition, like, where does it come from? They cite to that case, but I don't see it. I would love to find that. Oh, is it right here? It might be right here. Evans' criticism of the jury instruction that it did not properly describe the quid pro quo requirements for conviction if the jury found that the payment was a campaign contribution, and that it did not require the jury to find duress are rejected. The instruction satisfies the quid pro quo requirement of the McCormick v. United States because the offense is completed when the public official receives payment in return for his agreement to perform specific official acts. Fulfillment of the quid pro quo is not an element of the offense, nor fulfillment of it. Okay, it's just when he promises. Cool. We got quid pro quo at least. Wait. After a couple of opinions, possibly indicating an extension to cover payments demanded by the favorable exercise of discretionary powers of the officer, an enlarged construction of the statute to its present-day scope was announced as State v. Bartz. This presents construction of the crime, thus overlaps the offense of bribery, since extortion is committed even where the object of the payment is in reality to influence an officer in his official behavior or conduct without such having to be established. If the court wishes to adopt the modern, government need only show that a public official has obtained a payment to which he is not entitled, knowing that the payment was made in return for official acts. This quid pro quo requirement is simply made up. This quid pro quo requirement is simply made up. The court does not suggest that it has any basis in the common law or the language of the Hobbes Act, and I have found no treatise or dictionary that refers to any such requirement in defining extortion. This is why you don't use. Wikipedia summaries for stuff. The summary that they get, like the Wikipedia thing, extortion under color of law. The definition they give, they even cite. They give this, right? And then cite to this case, where this case says this is not how we define it. Like Wikipedia, the Wikipedia article citing this case is saying like this is how extortion is defined. And then when you actually look at the citation, the court's like, no, this we reject that. This is not how extortion is defined. So they're citing to something that disproves the claim. Cringe. Its only conceivable source, in fact, is our opinion from last term in McCormick v. United States. Quite sensibly, we insisted in that case that unless the government established the existence of a quid pro quo, a public official could not be convicted of extortion under the Hobbes Act for accepting a campaign contribution. We did not purport to discern that requirement is in the common law or statutory text, but imposed it to prevent the Hobbes Act from affecting a radical and absurd change in American political life, as over campaign contributions. The I just want to see the elements. Oh, we actually have the elements here. Cool. Oh, this is the okay, California, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. The threat alone constitutes the crime. Oh boy. I don't want to cite to this fucking definition. Not gonna cite to California's definition because that makes no sense. Ugh. Okay. Charging. Pomerantz. Okay. That took a while to sort out, but we got everything we need now in terms of we have all the documentation we need pulled up. Define is the act of obtaining something of value by using threats, force, or abuse of authority. There's a couple in there we can point to, but okay. And secondarily, we would want to cite to the actual actions. The specific lines that I think are like the most damning, like, you know, like the most like this is like definitely a threat, or this is definitely like some sort of attack on their business, like this is going to hurt them financially. We'd want to go to that. I think the EO in and of itself, even doing something like this is like beyond the pale, but there are lines in here that are worse than others where it's like, oh, that's going to actually hurt their business. That would give them a reason to acquiesce 100%. I mean, if you think you're about to lose X amount of millions of dollars in clients, you know, just the contractors having to pull out, just that alone is fucked. Like that could be a lot of money in clients you're using where you got to stop the bleed, meaning acquiesce to Trump, or stand up, you know, have a spine and stand up for yourself. You could always do that, but yeah. Evidence. So Trump and then let's get the things that like got the things that were actually damaging. So I would say the security clearance thing is like removing all their security clearance is like it's like a sting, you know. It like sucks. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end all be all. It's not the worst thing in here. Not even close. Not even close. All right, security clearance review. The Attorney General, the Director of National Intelligence, and all that. And Mark Pomerantz specifically get this guy specifically. Yeah, ordering that all employees. Well, actually, I mean, let's just put quotes. Ordering that quote. Well, I guess. Hold on. What this? There we go. Okay, remove security clearance. I'll like highlight, like bold the important stuff. Executive departments and agencies. Shall immediately suspend any active security clearances. Okay. Do that. Okay, and let's find the next like big thing. This is like the big. This is the one that I think would like really like push them to bend the knee. This like would fuck your business, bro. If you're a law firm and you got hit with this, the contracting portion, this would fuck your business. I think this is probably the heavy hitter, the thing that like really made them, you know, sit down and think like, hey, maybe we might need to work with this guy. Fucked up as it is, we might have to. Yeah, I think it was this line in particular. This line is beyond fucked. Just in terms of like what it would do to the firm. Hold on, I'm just checking something real quick. I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. I might step off real quick to go to the bathroom. Actually, yeah, let me go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Then we'll keep going. I need to stop getting distracted. I need to wrap this shit the fuck up. I need to get this video recorded. I still gotta record the motherfucker, edit the motherfucker, post the motherfucker. I want to do it today, but I'm behind, baby. I'm behind. I need to make 2 videos tomorrow so I can get ahead, so I'm not posting so late at night. Okay. I should do that as a TikTok debate, by the way. I talked earlier on the TikTok stream about the whole Trump trying to overturn Biden's pardons. Jesus Christ, Maggie. About Trump trying to overturn some of Biden's pardons. I should do that as like a TikTok debate stream. Because I have like very strong opinions on that particular case. Not that he didn't end up doing it. Like he was just posturing and threatening. But I think there would be enough Trumples that would be willing to hop in to chat and defend that, like defend it. They would come in and they would say, hey, well, I think he should be able to overturn the pardons. I think I can get enough of them to come in and defend that. And I could shred them on that one. That one's like a clear, that's so obvious, like, fuck you. Yeah. Okay, let's I don't know why there's a space here. Shouldn't be. Let's get them. The heads of all agencies shall review all contracts. Let's see, all contracts. Paul Weiss. Or with entities. Entities disclosing business policies. Goes to show, the reason this part's important, this goes to show direct harm to the business, monetary harm, right? That's one of the things we're looking for when we're looking for extortion, looking for monetary harm. or physical harm. But in this case, it's monetary. So just one of the things we're looking for. All right. The next would be this, and then the last, this is probably the last things. Well, yeah, I mean, there's the last two things. Gonna be this. And I wonder if there's any like legal issues here with this line. I wonder if this line has any legal issues associated with it. Can you just like rule out previous employees of a law firm you don't like as government employees? Like, can you just be like, well, you used to work there, so you're never getting a job in the federal government, you piece of shit. Like, can you? I don't know if there's any legal issues associated with doing that. I would assume so. Well, I don't know if I would necessarily assume so. I would just say it's possible. I'd say it's possible that there are some legal issues associated with saying something like that or doing something like that. They're like, yeah, actually, sorry, buddy, you're never getting hired here because you used to work for this firm we're not a fan of. Kind of fucked up, if that is even possible. Okay, and then we get into general provisions. Okay, so here's all the threatening. I should order this differently. Okay, one is this. I should just put this up top. It shouldn't be one, right? Evidence. This is just going to be like, we're just going to format this to be bold, italic, and then we're going to make this the heading, right? This doesn't need to be this big. This is huge. Is there a way I can make it just smaller? Can you just be like smaller text? No. Oh, I'm not very good at using this fucking program. I need to learn all the things I can do. All right, whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. The outlined outlined orders represent a serious threat of monetary harm to all Weiss LP. Okay. We have our threat of monetary harm or actual monetary harm, right? them. A week later, on March 21st, Donald Trump met with it was the head of the head, right? Let's see. Jesus Christ. USA Today, stop giving me fucking ads. Order against law firm, yeah. President agreed to withdraw executive order and contracts with employees. Trump announced on March 14th executive order. Paul Weiss is the third firm to Trump the better is part concerned. Brad Karp, right? Met with Paul Weiss, Chairman Brad Karp. The two came to an agreement that Trump would rescind. That is not. I don't even know how to spell that word. The EO. Lucy, no. Is that how you spell that shit? Jesus. Rescind the EO. Pursuant to a list of promises by a list of I guess there's probably better wording for this, but we'll just we'll keep that. Okay, and then we return to the EO or the recension EO. Well, let's see what the requirements were. Paul Weiss would agreed to a This is the important part. Bearing in mind laying out the chain of events. How'd you say? Laying out the chain of events. Presented in the two executive orders issued by Trump. And see the clear meeting of the definition of extortion. Trump used his power to order actions that would cause direct monetary harm to the firm Weiss LP. And then in return for him rescinding the order that was harming the firm, he received a promise of free legal services with a... Is this a pro-Tate stream? Fuck no! No. Not in any way, shape, or form. Promise of free legal services with a monetary value of 40 million. Oh. Okay. Do you have psychoanalysis for why I like him? Well, I would have to know you very well, and I would have to be able to perform some form of psychoanalysis that could be relied upon as accurate. And I'm not a psychologist, so no, I don't. I'm not a psychologist. I don't know why people think the way they do, and I don't know you, so no. I couldn't tell you for $1 million why you like him. Promise of free legal. Okay. Effect. Effect / consequences. In terms of harms to the broader legal community, this will almost certainly have a chilling effect on the larger... Wait. Broader legal community. This will almost certainly have a chilling effect on the larger profession. Or on the, I guess, law profession. Lucy, no. Lucy, no. The law profession. The idea that Trump can use his presidential powers to harm the financial stability of law firms that disagree with him or try to fight. Court will almost certainly persuade some firms to not challenge. In terms of consequences to Trump himself for this blatant misuse of power, there will almost certainly be none. The governmental body charged with investigating and charging crimes of extortion by public officials is the FBI, pursuant to the, and then we'll cite to the Hobbs Act. I almost said the Hatch Act. Pursuant to the Hobbs Act, nine 1.1.020. Trump has installed. How the fuck do you spell this fucker's name? The K? Cash? Yeah. Installed Cash Patel as head of the FBI, and the fact that he is a blatant, is a clear Trump. I should say meat rider, but it's my notes, so I'll be a little nicer in the notes. He's a clear Trump sycophant. Means that there is almost no chance that he would ever investigate these actions. Not to black pill or anything, but he will not get in trouble for doing this. It is a unbearably, absurdly clear violation of the law, but the punishment for a crime like this would be is laid out in 18 USC 872 and would wait. And a conviction would mean that Trump would be subject to the following And then we will cite. Okay. So here's our notes for this. Let's go back over this. I mean, if you end up watching this video, you'll see. I'm gonna make this video as soon as I get off stream. But if you end up watching it, you'll see these aren't like, I'm not gonna read this word for word on video. It's gonna be this is the basis for the video, but the wording's gonna be way different. I freeball my videos, so whatever comes to mind at the time. When I get off stream, I'll make like a very brief outline, just like hit this point, hit this point, hit this point, and then. But here we go. The claim: Donald Trump committed the crime of extortion in regards to his executive orders against Paul Weiss on March 14th and March 17th, respectively. Oh wait, it was 17th, or did I fuck that citation up? I feel like this was the 21st. Yeah, good catch, me. I'm glad I caught that now. 21st, respectively. Evidence. The definition of extortion is the act of obtaining something of value by using threats, force, or abuse of authority. Well, I guess that's the... We won't say that. Trump issues executive order on March 14th, ordering that executive departments and agencies shall immediately take steps consistent with applicable law to suspend any active security clearances held by individuals at Paul Weiss and Mark Pomerantz. The order also states, the heads of all agencies shall review all contracts with Paul Weiss or with entities that disclose doing business with Paul Weiss under subsection A of this section. To the extent permitted by law, the heads of agencies shall take appropriate steps to terminate any contract to the maximum extent permitted by applicable law, including the federal acquisition regulation for which Paul Weiss has been hired to perform any service. The order also stated, provide guidance limiting official access to federal government buildings to employees of Paul Weiss when such access would threaten the national security of or otherwise be inconsistent with the interests of the United States. And also, in addition, the heads of all agencies shall provide guidance limiting government employees acting in their official capacity from engaging with Paul Weiss employees. And lastly, refrain from hiring employees of Paul Weiss absent a waiver from the head of the agency. The outlined orders represent a serious threat of monetary harm to Paul Weiss LLP. A week later, on March 21st, Donald Trump met with Paul Weiss chairman Brad Karp. The two came to an agreement that Trump would rescind the EO pursuant to a list of promises by Paul Weiss. Paul Weiss agreed to a few things regarding fair hiring practice and equal application of the law, as well as maintaining political neutrality. Paul Weiss also agreed to dedicating the equivalent of $40 million in pro bono legal services during Trump's term in office to support causes including assisting our nation's veterans, fairness in the justice system, and combating anti-Semitism, and other similar initiatives. Argument. Laying out the chain of events presented in the two executive orders issued by Trump. Laying out the chain of events presented in the two executive orders issued by Trump. Okay. We see the clear meaning of the definition of extortion. Trump used his power to order actions that would cause direct monetary harm to the firm of Paul Weiss LLP, and in return for him rescinding the order that was harming the firm, he received a promise of free legal services with a monetary value of $40 million. Effects/consequences. In terms of harms to the broader legal community, this will almost certainly have a chilling effect on the law profession. The idea that Trump can use his presidential powers to harm the financial stability of law firms that disagree with him or try to fight him in court will almost certainly persuade some firms not to challenge him, or to not challenge him. In terms of consequences to Trump himself for this blatant misuse of power, there will almost certainly be none. The government body charged with investigating and charging crimes of extortion by public officials is the FBI, pursuant to the Hobbs Act, 9 Tac 131.020. Like to that. Trump has installed Kash Patel as head of the FBI, and the fact that he is a clear Trump sycophant means that there is almost no chance that he would ever investigate or charge for these actions. The typical punishment for a crime like this is laid out in 18 U.S.C. 872, and a conviction would mean that Trump would be subject to the following penalty: shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 3 years or both. There you go. I'll end up posting this note. I'll download it right now. Fuck is the download as PDF thing? Export to PDF. Yeah, we'll save that as PDF, and then we'll post this in the description of the video. People want to check out the notes. Okay, well, pretty much it. That's pretty much it. We've done our research. We have the info we need to make this video, and now I'm gonna go make this video. So, thanks for watching the stream. If you're watching this VOD after, see how we have come to our conclusions. Welcome. Welcome to the VOD. I don't know. That's gonna be it. Have a great rest of your day. I'm gonna go record this video, try to get it uploaded tonight, thumbnail, all that shit. I'd be up on Discord to join your live stream whenever you're streaming. My Discord username is ReWealth. Yeah. I don't know what that means. All right.